Ready?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2. Welcome back to another EWCQ profile. We have a joint list of top 8 and top 16 with Robin Bachofner.
Hi guys.
And Tom Biggles. Okay, I don't know if I said that right. Yeah, you guys played Gouki.
Exactly.
Same list together. Why did you choose this for the event today?
There was like no other deck to play, to be honest. It's just so much more powerful than any other deck around, and the most played deck for Sky Striker is like basically 3-win matchup. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hear your list then.
Maybe we should actually tell something, a little story from was the first day till Friday night. You want to?
Yeah, Thursday night, Robin and me were talking over Skype, and Robin was like, I'm going to Worlds anyway, so you have to do the same with the same list. And he said like, okay, the only loss he accepted from me is top 4 to go to final. But yeah, didn't happen. Was
In the beginning, like we just were sure like we're going to play top 4 each other. Almost happened, like it's alright. So, but yeah, let's go probably to next more interesting. Yeah, that's sort of what we do. Shouts to our sponsors. Almost forgot it.
Yeah, Junk's Playground, Custom Playmat, Card Market, Games Island, and Ultimate Guard.
Exactly. Okay, so basic stuff like 3 Twist Cobras, 3 Suprex, 2 Headbats. I think that's standard. Against Recreation, normally need the second one. 2 Octo Stretch, 1 Scorpio, and 1 Beer Hug, so nothing special there. Then for the extenders, we have the 2 Marauding Captain, 1 Chilosaurus. It was like the 40th card. We weren't sure what we want to play because like Marauding Captain felt wrong as soon as you start to draw 2, whereas Chilosaurus help you extend the plays. So how do you feel about the card?
Yeah, like you don't want to open like multiple Marauding Captains, and like with Gilosaurus, it's like you can draw it in your combo and still special summon it, and yeah, it's just an overall better extender than Marauding Captain in our opinion. And that was like the 40th card.
Then probably extender ball like Turtop. There's no reason to not play it together with my best friend of the tournament, like 16 times opening hand. At least most of the times it was with instant fusion, so it was alright, but yeah, like Turtop is insane. There's no reason to not play it. And standard ones with 3-time forwards. That's it for the monster extenders, I guess. Then Illy, you need to play it for the combos. Then for the hand traps, we decided to play 5, 3 Ash, which are quite common, I guess. And we decided to play 2 Kaichus in the main deck. Well, the reason for that was basically the 3 Sky Striker matchup is that easy. You don't need hand traps in this matchup, probably just Ash for Reincarnation, nothing else. So we focused ourselves on the mirror match. And for the pure Sky Striker, against pure, it's shutting down like the Widow Anchor and stuff like that, so you can just like build up your field without interruption. And in the mirror match, it's like the best hand trap, I guess, because most of the players went for the Triad field without triggering the Firewall last one, so they had like just 6 monsters, or they triggered it to do the Phoenix. And if you have like the Kaiju and a normal Gouki play, like Gouki Extender, you just clear their whole board, and you have your own U-Link afterwards by bouncing back the Kaiju, resummoning it, and that's actually insane, especially as you can draw it as a 6th card, and it doesn't matter, whereas normal hand traps like just don't do anything at this point. We decided to play this one for 2 reasons. The first one was actually just like a joke. If you draw it, both of them with Takedomorph, you can special summon Takedomorph. But the more important one was because of Dolphin was quite popular. We had to decide for a Kaiju which is bigger than Firewall, and it had to be smaller than 2900 for no decay with core load, Trigate, and Firewall against Tricksters. So yeah, this was the reason why we chose to play the Kaijus. and that's for the monsters. For the spells, like the two rematch. A friend of us, Tom Payne, he played just one. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have missed like the second one during the tournament. Like I would have felt comfortable. It would have been probably possible to win all my matches even with one. So yeah. Then for the extenders, we played reinforcement, three institutions. Yeah, not that much to say about. A lot of people don't play, or reinforcement is like just a risky card because of drawn Lockbird. But we felt that you have more often like these situations where the extender or possibility to play, and
Yeah, it's an opener and an extender. It's both, and we thought it's worth the risk to get drawn Lockbird on it.
I mean, like playing 4 Suplex to just win against like every hand trap is insane. And Soul Charge, just to choke the card, shouldn't be allowed. Reborn. Then for the Equip spells, we played Living Fossil and Divine Sword. I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah, I think Living Fossil is you have to play it because if you draw both equip spells and one of them is Living Fossil, you can easily do the same combo with Trigate and Cerberus because it's an extra extender. So it's
Exactly,
important to play one that's an extender in itself.
Then 3 Copy Grave, and a card which wasn't played that often was the Phantom Knight Trap. Don't know the exact name in English.
Phantom Brigand.
Shadow Brigand.
Yeah, it's basically just another extender to do your combos, especially as you're not relying on Invoker, because you can do it with Warrior and Gouki. It doesn't conflict with Giant Scorpio, so the card is actually insane. We even considered 2 in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Just because it was like one of the best extenders. That's for the main deck. It's for the cards. Afterwards for the extra deck.
Yeah, I think extra deck is pretty standard. Like 2 Mermaid for an extra link, 3 Salt, 2 Goblin, then Phoenix, Cerberus, Underclock Takeoff for a normal combo, Trigate, Unicorn, Firewall, Invoker, and the Dragonis. The 15th card wasn't like always 100% sure.
Exactly.
But we decided to play Borreload because sometimes if you have the Kaiju and can out their board, they only have Borreload in the extra deck left, like if they play it. And if they play it, you can't out it if you don't have it, and in many grind games it comes up if you're not lucky enough to get the combo or your hand trap you, and like mediocre combos. And that's why for grind games. And for me it was quite good. Summoned it like 3 or 4 times.
Never summoned it. Could have been something else. Like that's alright. Reason, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I think the side deck was the hardest part for us.
Exactly.
Like we weren't sure. Like I think Cherry was the only one we were sure about because you have to play Cherry for the Gouki mirror. And besides that, we decided Electromite because against Pendulum they can't win, or like it's very hard for them to win without the Electromite. We decided free exchange for going first. Like Robin mentioned, we thought that Dolphin is shit, or not good.
Not good, yeah.
Like because the players will be prepared for it and do like Cherry and Ogre and Impermanence. And with the exchange, you can against the mirror, you can also get a combo card from them. So like, it's good as a starter, and you can get hand traps from them. Against Rogue was 3 Twin Twister
And 2 reboots.
2 Red Reboot.
Yeah. I mean, like the format is that solved. Like we weren't prepared to just play like 3 different decks the whole tournament. But you have like to survive the first 2-3 rounds against Alter guys, Draco and all that. So afterwards, I have to say, like I felt like we oversided for the random matchups, but yeah.
Then we said as a hand traps like Impermanence, because we said exchange. we can't put that much hand traps in against Gouki. And this one you can set before you activate exchange, so they can't hand trap you because you give them one. And we could let the kaijus in because if you do the combo and we know that you have the kaiju, we can do the 7th monster and we don't care about the kaiju.
Exactly.
Also with that,
Probably the worst card of the weekend. I didn't thought that it's going to be that bad like all the Americans told in their deck profiles. I never cited it in, never summoned it like
same for me.
it doesn't make sense. Or I didn't have actually I didn't have like the chances where it would have made sense. Just because I knew I think I started one game 3 against Gouki. But I knew that he's going to cite stuff where just like the topological combo isn't doing anything. So just decided like it doesn't make any sense to play it.
Yeah, that's
so card is it's not that good in my opinion.
our plan was to side up borrow load for this, but like if you got hand trapped and they play like 12 to 15 after sideboard, you will never get to the point to summon Gambler, and then you in the grind game you want to have the borrow load still an extra deck to.
Exactly. So that's it.
Any last words?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to our team, Complex Card Gaming, to Luke Parks, who's going to the Worlds.
Yeah.
Any other ones?
No, I think that's it.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.